I've just started a new project. This is going to be a little side table for my bedroom. So it is going to be a round table. I did actually upload a video of me cutting this out. For those of you that missed it, I did actually cut this out with a ryoba saw. There was quite a few questions actually over social media, and I thought on this video I'll answer a couple of them, take you through a few things. So I've been cutting curves for quite a long time with ryoba saws. Most of you will know that, follow us on Instagram or Facebook, wherever. So for those interested, this was the saw that I used to cut the circle out with. So some of the questions: is the saw bent? No, the saw isn't bent. Are the teeth damaged? No, the teeth are not damaged. The teeth are in pretty good shape, just the same way when I started. So again, for those that aren't familiar with these types of saws, again, like, so flexible. I mean, look at that. Because the ryoba are a pull cut, basically, which means when you're pulling the saw, it cuts, but it creates tension as you're cutting, and because of this, you're able to use really thin gauge steel. Why cut a circle out with a ryoba saw? Why not? The top and bottom of it, I was curious and also lazy in the fact that I didn't want to go and make a template for my router or a jigsaw. I mean, to be honest, I personally think that the ryoba saw is a lot cleaner than you would have got with a jigsaw. Certainly a lot cleaner you would have got with a jigsaw if you had been like using a jigsaw freehand. There's no way it would have been as neat as that. Now, I have cleaned this up, obviously, and you can't really see, you know, how it was, but I have got some of the offcuts. Where are we? So the offcuts are pretty clean. I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping you can see this on the camera, but the offcuts are really clean, which was kind of the whole point in using a ryoba. So, like, first and foremost, it was curiosity to see if I could do it. I've wanted to do it for a long time. I thought it was going to be possible, and it was possible. But the other reason was just its minimal cleanup. Obviously, I just used the spoke shave to clean it up, and it didn't take a lot of time to do the edges. Now, I do have to admit that I did first put this bevel on, and I didn't really have a lot, maybe, I don't know, maybe half an inch to clean up, and then I rounded that over. So I have to admit that, but I think if I had wanted to keep this square, it wouldn't have taken a lot of time, you know, to basically square it up. I was quite surprised at how clean it was. I knew it was going to be clean-ish, but I didn't think it was going to be as clean. Something else I found out, what I've never really noticed as well, is that the inside of the cuts was cleaner than the outside of the cuts, which kind of makes sense if you think about it, because the saw wants to bend itself straight or push itself back to straight. So obviously I'm forcing the saw to go into a curve to cut. Something else that some people might be interested in is that the diameter of this is 18 inches. I really don't think you could go much past 18 inches. Me personally, now, I really don't think I would try to cut a circle out that was any smaller than 18 inches. There was a couple of little, like, bits that were a bit awkward, you know, obviously as you work your way through the grain, because there was points where I was cutting cross grain, there was points where I was cutting with the grain, and then there was points where I was cutting diagonally across the grain. So I did opt just to use the rip cuts portion of the blade, which would be this section of the blade. Obviously these are bigger teeth, these are meant for ripping, rather than the crosscut section, which are a lot smaller. So I just opted for that. I think if I had used the mixture of both, it would have took us a lot longer. As I said, I got quite a good clean finish. The top's just about finished on this. I have used a conical tenon cutter. Well, I'm going to use a conical tenon cutter, should I say. But I have drilled the holes and reamed these. Obviously just the 3 holes. You might be able to see on the camera, obviously I've got my sight lines. This is just basic geometry. I did use a reamer, a Veritas reamer. So this is a Veritas reamer I used. It feels sharp. I haven't sharpened it, but it feels sharp. But one of the issues that I have or got with this is that it did actually damage. It did damage the what's the word I'm looking for here? The top. One of them's really bad. Where you can see the damage on this one here is the white portion of the beach. So for those of you that don't know, the white portion of the beach tends to be a lot weaker. The redder portion of the beach, the harder portion, there's a bit less there, although I have damaged it. I haven't cut any of the legs yet, but the legs are obviously, they're going to be conical tenons. So for anyone that doesn't know, that is a conical tenon. And obviously these are just going to split out like so. Obviously, and there's going to be a frame, so it's just going to be a simple T-frame just to give some support to the bottom. I'm not overly agreed on what sort of legs I'm going to be doing. I did at first think I was going to do some legs like the you know, like the democratic chair. I think it's called the democratic chair. It's Buchanan. I can't remember the guy's first name. He's quite a well-known chair maker in America, in the South, I think. Don't quote us on that though, but he is quite a well-known chair maker. So he designed this chair, and I'm pretty sure it's called the democratic chair. And basically, the way these legs are, the kind of how to put it. They're very similar to a traditional like kind of leg, in the fact that it'll bulb like just before midway or at midway, and then it kind of tapers down quite small towards the end of the leg, and then basically, rather than it being round or rather than it being square, it's kind of like like hexagonal sort of thing. Again, this is done with green wood, and things are left to dry and so on and so forth. I won't be doing that. I will be using some of the steam beech I got, just because it's the thickest material I've got. I've got quite a lot of it. This spalted beech, this was some of the leftover from my table, my dining table or my dining bench in my house. This was some of the leftover. So it's been hanging around for, I don't know how long, maybe over a year now, maybe, or a year, something like that. So it's nice to actually use the offcut up, and it's going to be a functional little table. That's pretty cool. So I was thinking about doing a podcast this Sunday. I think I'm going to talk about this bench, basically my likes and dislikes, how I'm liking it compared to my low bench, or even to my sawhorse bench, which sadly I had to get rid of. I just don't have the room in here. But yeah, I thought I'd go over that, show some of the things I like, some of the things I dislike, how I'm finding using it, what I find good, what I find bad, my preferences, so on and so forth. If that's something you would like to hear me talk about, possibly this Sunday, let us know in the comments. I think I'm going to wrap it up for today, guys. So until the next time, I shall see and speak to you guys later.